All right, folks, it is time to get into our first segment of the evening, our Farm and Fun Time Heirloom Recipe segment. And food is at the center of our culture and is so important in the Appalachian region. Food represents much more than what we eat. It represents family, memories, history, place, home, and more. And for this month's heirloom recipe, we got to talk with historian Michael Henningsen of Core Values Music Heritage and History Alive Tours. The CVMH is a nonprofit organization bringing history to life through music, and the role of History Alive Tour serves as an educational service that tells the stories of Southwest Virginia through the eyes of folks who lived here or influenced our culture, particularly the Scots, whose music and dance are at the heart of so much of our Appalachian culture. Tonight, Michael is going to talk with us about a recipe that is at the very foundation of Scottish food traditions. Food of the common folk, often called the poor man's meatloaf. Tonight, folks, we're talking haggis. So please, give a big farm and fun time welcome to our good friend, Michael Henningsen.
Greetings and welcome to Heirloom Recipes. I'm Michael Henningsen, Executive Director of Core Values Music Heritage. Core Values Music Heritage is a nonprofit organization committed to bringing history to life through music, particularly here in Southwest Virginia. The music and dance and culture was very heavily influenced by the Scots who immigrated here in the 17th, 18th, and 19th century, bringing their music, their poetry, their style, their culture, and even their food to the Appalachians. Now, one renowned bard, poet, tavern entertainer was the poet Robert Burns, the national poet of Scotland, famous today where we still even celebrate his birthday with Burns suppers. The poets or the musicians like Burns would communicate the news of the day, political ideas, and Burns helped usher in the Romantic period, telling the story of the noble common man. Among his common interests was the common food, and certainly at a bard or at a tavern or a ordinary in Scotland on a fine day, you might be able to get the traditional dish, the haggis. The haggis, well, Burns refers to it as the chieftain of the puddin' race. It's really a sausage that's filled with, well, many of the parts of a sheep that some are even unimaginable. You would take the sheep and grind up the meat and grind up the commons, otherwise known as the pluck, the stuff that you would pluck from the inside, including the liver, kidneys, and lungs. Grind it all up with your local oats and grains, season it to taste, add a bunch of ale and some nice suet or lard, stuff it in the sheep's stomach or a sausage casing, and boil it up and serve it to your guests. Considered the chieftain of the puddin' race, Robert Burns immortalized the haggis in his address to the haggis, as he calls it, "Fair fa your unasuncy face, great chieftain of the puddin' race, aboon them all ye took your place, pinch, tripe, or therm, we'll are ye worthy of a grace as long as me arm." He then goes on to say that the hearty meal of haggis is what gives the Scotsman his vim and vigor and his vitality. Anything else leaves you weak and tepid and knock-kneed. Burns puts it this way: "But mark the rustic haggis fed, the trembling earth resounds his tread, clapping his while he never bled. He'll make it whistle, and arms and legs and heads will sned like taps of thistle. Ye powers will make mankind your care, and dish them out their bill of fare. All Scotland wants nae skinking ware that jumps in juggies." But if you wish her grateful prayer, gie her a haggis. And so, enjoy if you can the pluck and favor of the chieftain of the puddin' race to the haggis.
And a huge thank you to Michael Henningsen for that wonderful history about everybody's favorite dish, haggis. Fascinating stuff. To learn more about Michael's work, go to visitabingdonvirginia.com/historyalivetours. Michael does a whole lot of great work preserving traditions and telling the stories of our region, and we want to thank him a whole bunch for participating in this month's Farm and Fun Time. I have a feeling we'll probably have him back in real life sometime in the not too distant future. As you all know, we also have a part 2 to the Farm and Fun Time heirloom recipe, and we're gonna sing you a song that we wrote. We always write a jingle that's inspired by the story that you just heard, and tonight we're gonna sing about haggis. We're gonna talk a little bit about the pluck, and the song that I wrote is called "Enjoy the Pluck." I would like to say this was one of the hardest jingles I've ever had to write in the 5 years of my jingle writing. I've quickly discovered that nothing rhymes with haggis. Try it. Go ahead. Vegas. That's it. Las Vegas. So here we go. So this is a different take on it. This is called "Enjoy the Pluck." We'll give it a try.
1, 2, 3, 4.
A little something from me to you. A Scottish dish, tried and true. They've been eating it for centuries. Common man's loaf for me. It looks about as good as it tastes. Half a bite, enjoy, no time to waste. I thought of you immediately when I found this delicacy. Vim, vigor, and vitality, and a weekly dose of calories. Tucked right in so lovingly. It's haggis, enjoy the pluck. Vim, vigor, and vitality, and a weekly dose of calories. It's not an abnormality. It's haggis, now eat it up. Oh, haggis. Vim, vigor, and vitality, and a weekly dose of calories. Tucked right in so lovingly. It's haggis, enjoy the pluck. Vim, vigor, and vitality, and a weekly dose of calories. It's not an abnormality. It's haggis, now eat it up. It's haggis, now eat it up. Enjoy the pluck. Thank you, Michael, for helping us out with the heirloom recipe segment.